The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the November 10th, a wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find a gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. Go ahead, send me an email. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. And inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, of course, in our Tiger's Den. Any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. Right now, most of the U.S. entities trading to the downside. The only one that's not is the trannies. That's up 1 point. The Dow's off 140. The S&P down 24. NASDAQ 100, 153. Russell down 18. Semis 81. New York Stock Exchange 38. Spot Voltex up 24 pennies, traded 1802. I believe that now gets it above the 50-day exponential moving average. That says we can see the ES Mini easily continue to move lower out here, the S&P 500. You've got gold up 15 bucks now. Silver up 42 pennies. Light sweet crude back 253. Leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside, you got Ring Central up 58 bucks, 25%. Tesla 37 or 3.5%. Rivian Automotive up 34 bucks, 44%. DoorDash 29. 5R up 23. That's 14%. To the downside, the big loser, 102 buckaroonies. That's off from Mercado Libre. That's down about 6%. Monday.com on Wednesday is off 85. Booking Holdings down 63. Upstart Holdings 57. And Google is off 46 buckaroonies. So where do we want to begin out here? Let's begin by taking a look at our TAS market profiles. There's one that did not form yesterday, and that one is inside the Dow Equity Future Contract. However, it's trying to form a new one. We will not have, that's panel number 3 from the left, panel number 2 from the right. It says YM up at the top. This profile will not take hold, or we won't get confirmation, I should say. That's the correct way to phrase it. We'll not get confirmation of this profile until this evening, but we do have the data, and the data right now says that sellers reside at 36,293 and prices at support. And that is the center of its profile, and that center of that profile is priced out at 36,064. Now that's an important level to watch, at least as of this stage, while this profile is in place here, because it is bearish in structure. And if price is going to move to the downside, we're going to have to see it close below that 36,064 level. Why? Because there's both buyers and sellers at 36,064. So the question is, who's got the bigger muscle? I don't have the answer to that, but we should have the answer come the end of the day. If we take a look at the S&P 500, or the ES Mini, it did form a new profile yesterday. Now, I don't recall if these numbers changed or not, but regardless of whether they did or they don't, the support level is still the same, 46.3550. Inside the NQ, price is now down below the top of that daily profile, and a close below 16,105 today would suggest a move back to the 15,763, 15,677. Whereas yesterday I said, hey, if you're going to be short, don't be short the NQ. Today we'd say if you get a close below that 16,105 level, that looks pretty good because of that potential fall into those areas. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, it has a new profile that formed. Support is at the 2372 level and resistance is at 2460. So that's what's going on when we take a look at profile charts. That is not where we stop. We stop by we take a look at what the daily time frame charts are doing, and take a look where price is trading in relationship to those oscillator and change lines. So now we take a look at the ES mini. Even though price is below yesterday's low, we can see that all it's doing right now is testing the potential support of that green oscillator and change line. Remember, if price tests and rejects that green oscillator and change line, that is your next buy point. If price closes below that, tells us about lower price. That lower price would drive us to that 46.35 area. The NQ is testing the top of the daily profile. We know that. It's also testing its oscillator and change line. So again, the close level you'll be watching here is 16,105. If price closes back above it, support will have held, and so will its oscillator and change line. The same thing in the Dow. Price is pulled back and it's tested that. This is the reason why I developed the oscillator and change line, because prior to that, I had no idea when a retracement was just a retracement or when a retracement meant something more. When I say a retracement is just a retracement, just coming back to test maybe levels of support. And really important when we have a topping pattern. In this case here, we've got the TD9 count tops inside the ES, the NQ, and the Dow out there. And that is typically where price will find support. Now, because that line is green, if you close below it, just as a further retracement, and that's how we go ahead and we use our other profile levels. Now, what do we do from here? Because price basically is pulling back to a level of support. You already know this game plan. You could probably narrate what it is I'm about to say, which is what? Which is if price pulls back to support levels, whether it's the top of a profile, whether it's an oscillator and change line, what we do to see if there's a bottom is do what? We go take a look at the short-term time frame charts. Perfect. So you knew that I was going to say that, but I just had to, there may be a new listener in here that's going to say, hey, Steve, I don't even know what you're saying. You start throwing out terms like TD9 and TAS market profiles, and you already lost me. That's okay. If you stay tuned and you watch what we do here each day, or you subscribe to Mastering Probability, read the newsletter each day, or go ahead and go through those 8 or 9, 10 different archive workshops, you'll start to get it out there. And all I'm really doing during this hour, and I really try to make it as objective, not subjective as possible, is just simply use these tools and tell you what these tools mean, and we apply them to all time frames. Whew, okay. Well, Steve, why don't you just finally get to it? Okay, well, we're going to get to it. We're going to switch over to take a look at our 8-panel ES mini chart out here, which goes down to the shortest time frame of 30 minutes. We could go down to a 15 and a 10 and so forth, but here what we're looking for is some kind of a bottom. So if we take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart, we'll see a Rhodes momentum indicator signal from yesterday. Let me get my cursor out here. I don't know if we've closed below that level or not. Have we closed below it? Well, we have not. So price is just simply, even though right now price is trading below it, it's still a 30-minute bar. We're only 13 minutes into it. We need another 7 minutes. But if price closes back above 46.5825, boy, it's telling you about a real key level of support to be watching, which was established by that hammer candle and that Rhodes momentum indicator signal. If price closes below that, we're looking at lower price. So we do have one potential bottoming pattern out here that keeps being tested and is held. But as I look at these charts here, it is the only bottoming signal. Oh, I take that back. The 5-hour time frame chart looks like it's going to generate. Hold on, let's see if it is. Let me pull this back a bit. Voila. So we've got a TD9 count bar that's going to complete at 2 p.m. today. I'm assuming there's not going to be any shenanigans during the next 45 minutes out here. So we should see a TD9 count bottom on a 5-hour time frame chart. That's pretty powerful, and it's happening as it trades into its bullish structured profile. Again, the 5-hour time frame chart support between 46.45 and 46.58. But of course, what you and I know is that bottom can take place on the bar following bar number 9. So we really won't know what the TD9 count status is on the ES mini for its 5-hour time frame chart until we go into the close this evening. But we do have a TD9 count here on the 5-hour chart. The question, what about the 2-hour chart for ES? Price right now is testing support. Its breakout level, John, 46.5450. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be back in just a few.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So again, this is a kind of a recap for the ES Mini, and one of the other things I was pointed out to me inside the Tiger's Den from John was at the 120-minute time frame chart, which he used to exit a short position at the 46.54.50 level, and that's where that TD9 count breakout area is. Now, what John nor I know at this stage is price going to be able to break through that level or not. If it does break through that level, I know John will have a trading strategy. But one reason to think that this area may hold. Remember, it's a 2-hour chart. This time frame bar is not going to complete until 2 p.m. out here. But one of the reasons to consider why it would hold, why I like John's action out here at this stage, is because when we take a look at the TAS market profile speed dials, those are the ones in the upper right-hand corner, which here we track weekly, daily, the 4-hour time frame, and the 60-minute. Granted, John and I were looking at a 120-minute chart out there. But odds favor that the 60 and the 240 are in bullish configuration, which they are. Those speed dials would need to be in the red zone. Not talking about football here, inside the 20, but I am talking about the red zone. As long as price is not inside there, then for these time frames, you have more instruments trading above the top of their profile for those time periods versus those trading below the bottom, and that provides us with a bullish market breadth message. Now, that's what the S&P looks like. I don't know what the NASDAQ 100 looks like. Let's go take a look at it. In the case of the NASDAQ 100, wow. This is I'm telling you, you don't see this a lot. I mean, we've had a decent enough decline where on the short-term time frame, the 60-minute chart, we really should be seeing a negative bearish crossover, folks, and we don't see that. Now, not that that can't change. It can change, but we've got to use the data that we have right now and be objective to it. So this is telling us that the move lower, remember we're in that favorable seasonal cycle, really be looking for a bottom out here. That's what this is. At least that's what it's telling me. Maybe your eyes see something different than my eyes, and that's fine, but I'm just telling you what the tools are communicating to us. And doesn't mean the move's not real. It just means that the move doesn't have the market breadth, if you will, to a sustained decline out here, and that gets us back to, geez, the ES Mini is testing, a key level of support. And I'm not saying it doesn't get down to test the bottom of the profile. I've never said that out here, but prices at support or at potential levels of support just on a couple of different time frames for the ES Mini. I brought up the NQ, so we should go take a look at that next and see what it's doing. Again, all those speed dials in the bullish mode out here, bullish market breadth mode. So when I look at the short-term time frame for a signal, the only one that I see out here comes from the 60-minute time frame, and that generated a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. But if price takes out that low, by the way, is priced at 16,041.75 or 16,043 right now. If price takes that out, tells us about lower price. I would say 15,935.25 would be the next area out here. The 240-minute chart, I think it was a 5-hour chart on the ES. The 4-hour chart on the NQ appears to be forming a TD9 count bottom. Let me see here if D will move over. No, I guess it won't do that. But we are at a lower low on this bar. So the question is bar 8 or bar 9? So this chart here, 4-hour, is going to close at, it's going to close at 2 o'clock. So we may not have that bottoming signal until the end of the day, if there is one, or perhaps overnight out here. So that's what's going on inside the NQ. Let's take a quick peek at the Dow. So let's just go look at it. Let's look at all of them. We'll look at the Dow here next, YM. Again, price testing that oscillator and change line. But with regard to bottoming patterns out here, bottoming signals, I don't see anything. So I don't see anything inside the Dow equity future contract. That would make me think that we'll see lower price before we see any kind of potential bottom out here. So that's its short-term time frame. So that's what's unusual. Typically, when we pull back to a level of support on a daily basis, we should see some other bottoming pattern or signal or support level holding on the intraday time period. To finish this off and take a look at the Russell 2000, I don't have that open. So I'm not going to do that while we're live because that could screw up my charts out there, but hopefully I can come back to it. The last chart out here, and then we'll go to our caller that we have on the line, and it's going to be Earl and Seminole, is to take a look at this. So this is also an interesting chart here, this being the New York Stock Exchange. So this is our New York Stock Exchange chart up at the top. The center panel is the advanced decline oscillator. The advanced decline oscillator right now, still above 0. So what we're seeing here is matching what we see inside of the TAS market breadth profiles. It just says you just got to be careful on the short side because a number of those signals that we would take a look at to confirm a sustained move lower, they're not present at the moment. And, of course, that last one is going to be the spot volatility and its 50-day exponential moving average. It's right now, it's been oscillating back and forth. It's back above it. 1773 would be the number to watch. All right, let's go out to Earl and Seminole. Earl, thanks so much for waiting and holding. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Steve. How are you doing?
I am doing excellent. And I know you're calling about Honda Motor Company, trading right now at about, I don't know what it's trading at. Why is that? Oh, it's trading down to 29.10. That thing had a precipitous drop over the last couple of days. So tell the folks what you're doing and how I can best help you.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's any more downside in it. The autos don't look very strong, and they got a real problem with the chips. I wondered what you think of any downside to this.
So the first downside level that I would look at would be 28.46, and 28.46 is the bottom of its monthly profile. And the reason, Earl, that we start there is because price is now below its daily and its weekly profiles. So the first downside target for you to watch, are you in this or you're looking to get into this?
No, I've been in it, and I'd like to know how much, there's more downside to it.
Got it. Okay. So 28.46 is the first number that pops out at us. That's coming from the monthly time frame chart. As I take a look at the daily chart, that push to the downside has been on less relative weakness out here. What that tells us is that if we see a bullish reversal candle, that will form a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Short of that, the daily chart says the next level, price target level, is 28.25. I don't remember what I gave you on the monthly, but on the daily, the next price level to the downside is 28.25. Any questions about the daily chart that I have on my screen?
No.
Okay.
No.
The weekly chart. So the weekly chart says it's going to become bar number 7 of a TD9 count, or should be. That says that you could see a bottom here anywhere between next week and 2 weeks after that. Short of seeing a bottom, The level that this says price might target is 2640. So those are your downside targets inside of Honda Motor. What I would do is I'd really be paying attention to the daily time frame chart, because that's the one that has the potential of a bottom signal out here. But in order for that to happen, you're going to need to see some type of bullish reversal candle. Okay?
All right. That's perfect. You're the best.
Excellent. Well, you're the best. I'll be one of your crew to be the best out there. So, Earl, thanks so much for calling and hanging on. I much appreciate that. You have a great day. Let's also go out to Garo in California. Garo, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Thank you, sir. How about you?
I am doing really well. Now, what I don't know is what it is that you are calling about. If you give me just a moment here, I would like to open up your chart. I've got a special chart just for Garo, just to open up. So what is the symbol that we're going to take a look at this afternoon?
Today we're talking about NVIDIA, NVDA. That is my bread and butter. That I always make money out of that NVIDIA.
Perfect.
And today's, on a daily chart, let me bring that here. Today's chart was no good for me. You see, it dropped the candle from all the way from the top to...
Garo, I apologize to interrupt. I just realized we're going to a hard break here right now. So hold that thought. We'll be back in about 4 minutes. And Garo's going to take us through NVIDIA, what he doesn't like about today, which I do see a new parabolic SAR dot on top. Steve Rhodes with TFNN with Garo. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
folks. We're on the line with Garo in California. We're going to take a look at NVIDIA. Hey, Garo, quick question before I ask you to take the mic and let us know what you're looking at, how I can best help you. A couple of the folks inside the Tiger's Den would like to know, how is it that you found out about TFNN to begin with?
Oh, to TFNN. A friend of mine, we were both day trading, and that's about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then she introduced me to TFNN. I didn't know anything about that. And by that time, you were very new there.
Yes.
And then I started calling you guys, and then asking from Mr. Tom O'Brien.
Yes.
And there's another gentleman there. I forgot his name, but anyways, a friend of mine introduced that. We were trading together, day trading about 3 years ago. She introduced me to that TFNN.
Well, we're happy. We're happy for her to do that for you. So, and I can just share with you, when you do call in, the folks in the Tiger's Den all perk up. They like your style, your trading. And we're happy to be a part of your family out here. So thanks so much for that. So let's get back to NVIDIA, and so what you did. So tell the folks what you don't like about what happened today, and how that changes maybe what it is that you're looking at.
Yes, today what happened, I was not expecting. I was expecting for that NVIDIA to go from higher from there. That 322 was a resistance there, and I thought maybe it's gonna just hover there for a couple of days in that neighborhood between 315 and 322, and then it's gonna shoot up from 322 higher towards 350. But today, it just broke the golden rule, and the candle dropped all the way from there down to the lower dot of the sharp parabolic, yes. And the dot moved up. But the candle is just sitting there with a thread on the top of the regression line. You see, okay. That regression line is very, very important to me. It is like your line that you said. This is the sure. Steve's green line, Steve's red line. That regression line is very, very close to your calculation. It's not short yet. I'm not going to short it here yet unless that 5-day moving average rolls down and crosses the regression line. Then the short starts. But here is going to do some correction. The first correction that I'm seeing is on 5th of November. There is one gap there, and then yes. There is another one on 25th of October.
Yes.
So I don't on the 5th of November there is on the 120 minutes. On 120 minutes, the 50-day moving average is on $270, and the gap ends there. Now, is it going to come and stop there and build a support, and from there it's going to roll up, or is going to go to the second gap, which is in the neighborhood of $231?
So, can I ask you a question first on the 50-day moving average? Are you using a simple or exponential?
Simple. But
so
the exponential, I use only two of them, 200-day simple, 200-day exponential. Now, if the 200-day exponential is above the simple, that means that the trend is bull. Mm-hmm. No matter. If it's below that, like Apple, the 200-day exponential is below simple. So this is not going to go up unless that 200-day exponential crosses the 200-day simple. Then the bull starts from there on.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that. I don't know why on my 120-minute time frame, the reason that I asked is on my 120-minute time frame chart, I think you had referenced about a 270 price level, and for me, my 50-day simple moving average is at 292. So I don't know why there's a difference, but there is a difference. I can only assume it's because of maybe I'm looking at more data. I don't know. But so I just throw that out there to you. But here's what I can share with you today. So I see everything, and thank you for describing what you have observed and what that means to you. There is a piece of information that would be helpful to you, though, today, and that is that there is a brand new profile that formed. And what we know about these profile levels is they help us to establish where buyers and sellers, and of course where both buyers and sellers believe that there is fair value in between the top and the bottom of those profiles. It turns out that today's low inside of NVIDIA is at 287.78, and the bottom of the daily box is at 287.69. Man, you got to love that. So what price has done actually, and I see the change in the parabolic SAR, I get that, but what price has actually done today is it has pulled back to a level of support. So right now your thinking is that this might pull back and go test those gap levels out there. And it might. The confirmation of that is going to require a close below 287.69, not because it's some number that we picked out of thin air, but because that is the bottom of the TAS market profiles where the buyers reside out here. So it is possible that all that has transpired today inside of NVIDIA is that it's pulled back to a level of support. Now, without that profile level, we would be kind of shooting in the dark. So that's where those profiles really help us, especially on a day like today, because it helps us answer why did price stop where it did. Now, as I take a look at my white background chart out here, we do have a TD9 count top that formed yesterday. It was on the bar following bar number 9. This suggests that we could also see an intraday push down to the 284 level. That is Stevie's green line, like you referred to it. So I use that line versus although on your charts I'm going to add the regression lines. I'll do it, after the show or something like that. So the next time you call in, at least I can have that. So price would, for me, in order to really get bearish here and for it to be something more than just pulling back to a level of support, I would need to see it close below Stevie's green line, and that's at 284. I don't know if price will get back there or not because price has found a level of support. So any questions about either of those two things that I was able to share with you?
I see. Yours is, the Stevie line is 284. Mine, the regression line, it's 290.73.
Okay.
You see, it has to come below 290.73 and close there, so then I will short it. If it doesn't come there, I will never short it.
What I would do is I would throw this other level out there for you, which is that 287.69 area, because that is a key level of support. It's held so far. Let me just look at the short-term time frame chart to see what was going on. If anything, nothing really on a 30, 65. And I use the 130-minute chart, girl. And the reason that I do that is because for an instrument like this, NVIDIA, there's 330-minute equally timed bars during the day versus a 120-minute chart. The last bar is not going to be an equal time frame, at least the way that my charting system operates out there. But I do see on that 130-minute time frame chart, as an example, the price is pulled back to test support, and that's at the 288.28 level out there. So there's a couple levels of support inside of NVIDIA to be paying attention to, but the most important one, I believe for you, will be 287.69. So you trade the way that you normally do, but just continue to pay attention to that 287.69 level. If price doesn't get below that, it's because that's where the sellers reside. Okay, my friend?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Three days in a row, Garl. This has been a treat for me. So thank you very much for that. And I'll be eager to take another call from you soon, too. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You have a great day. That was Garl in California. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. Dow 153. S&P's off 26 points. Let's go to we got a couple questions that are in. Want to make sure that we get to those. First one coming in from Tom G. Tom, thanks for writing in. Haven't heard from you for a while, but nice to see your message. Tom is trading the Nugget. He's been in and out of the Nugget, and so basically his question is, he took some profits on the Nugget today. He said, he took half of his position off. He's been in and out. So his question is, should he take the other half off? Now, this came in at 11:30. He may already be out of it now. That's about 2 hours ago. But let's simply go take a look at gold, the Nugget, what to look at out here. So first, let's take a look at Goldilocks. So I'm going to open up this chart here, kind of a cool pattern. The question now, gold has been giving up some of its gains for the day. We'll go take a look and try to figure out what that means. But what I've drawn in here, and I noticed it really last night as I opened up the charts for gold to try to get a feel for where things were headed. There was an A to B equals CD to the upside that I've drawn in out here. But the other pattern that was very clear to me was this large consolidation. And what we can see is right now, the signal from gold is that it's trying to break out of that consolidation. So, Tom, if you do see a close, let's make it the hard one. If you do see a close above, well, I can't even read it. Let's get a clear data box out here. If you do see a close above 1839, which I think is also the top of the weekly profile, so a close above 1839, Tom, longer term is going to signal a move up to 1955. Equal to or greater than a consolidation when you break out of that. That's the pattern that we have going inside the U.S. indices out here. Do they always come to fruition? No, they don't. But this is the pattern that is in place. So that's what, when we take a look at gold, that's the first thing to look at. What else do we want to understand in gold? You always want to understand, because you've got the U.S. dollar moving higher, gold moving higher. Those are bullish things when those correlations begin out there. Actually, that's what Stevie likes to see. And here we take a look, not that chart. When we take a look at gold pricing all the major currencies, that's what we want to do out here. This is most fundamental and most important. The question is, how is gold trading in those other currencies? Geez, in the case of gold and yuan, it's taken out the highs from June. Those highs from June were taken out inside of gold and pounds quite a while ago. The same thing in the case of euros. That's not what we see in the case of U.S. dollars. So with regard to how traders in Europe that have a local currency of the euro, or those in Asia or Japan that are using yen, or those that are in the UK using pounds out here, you tell me how much of those folks are looking at gold in their currency and they're saying, I am ready to sell the Sam heck out of it. Exactly. That's why we need to take a look at it. I know somebody might look out there and say, God, the U.S. dollar's moving higher and gold's moving higher. I'm going to short it. Okay. But please, now you're trading with 25% of the information at best. Please don't do that. Come take a look and understand how gold is priced in those other currencies and how it's moving. And that way you get a global feel for what gold is doing. Okay, so now back to the gold charts. Not that we've left them, but let's get them. I'm going to change screens here momentarily. Let's go to our 8-panel set of charts for gold and get a feel for what it's doing on those multiple time frames. So now we just need to change screens here. And momentarily up on your screen, you're going to see in the upper left-hand corner gold on a monthly basis. So where's resistance for gold on a monthly basis? Pretty easy, 1877. It's oscillator and change line. Where's resistance for gold on a weekly basis? It's at that 1839 level. So 1839 is not just the top of the weekly profile. It happens to be the top of, in essence, of that consolidation pattern that we were looking at on the daily time frame. So closing above that would suggest that we might see that consolidation breakout. And so, Tom, that's really back for you. Now, what happens if price closes below the top of that consolidation or below 1839? Well, then we don't have a breakout, that's for sure. The consolidation that still holds, and maybe this says you can't bust them up. What does Tom like to say? Price will try to bust them down. And then that could take price back to support first, which is the 1815-ish area out there, and then we would take a look at other levels of price were to get below that. As I look at a 30-minute chart out here, no topping signal per se, but price is trading below its profile level only in bar number 6. That could suggest or should suggest lower price out here. I don't really have anything else. Now, if we went to a real short-term time frame chart, I'll pull these up here. These are the 10-minute charts for many instruments that we take a look at here. So the top portion is just the equity futures contracts out here. So let's just say what those look like. You got a TD9 count bottom forming in the ES Mini on this current 10-minute bar or the one thereafter. The NQ has a TD9 count in place out here. So when this 10-minute bar is over at 150, that pattern will be in place. The same thing inside the Dow and the same thing inside the Russell 2000. So for those folks that are real intraday traders or those folks that would use 10-minute charts to help make their decisions, what you should know is all 4 equity future contracts have TD9 count bottoms. Now, what does that mean? That means you should see price make its way up to those oscillator and change lines. For about 46.60 in the ES, 16.081 inside the NQ, about 36.105 in the YM, and 24.07 inside of the Russell 2000. So hopefully that helps out our denners out there that are more intraday day traders, like Gar was mentioning out here, because they might take a look at what's going on in that time frame and make some type of decision. Now back to Goldilocks out here. What gold didn't do was did not hold a TD9 count bottom. So that suggests to us on a 10-minute basis, price could really pull back to 1823 out here. That's its message. On a silver's got wave number 7. That's letter G out here, so it could possibly bottom, but it needs to have a higher low in order for that to unfold. The U.S. dollar index actually on a 10-minute basis has confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, but price would have to close below 94.75 in order for that to really gain any kind of traction out here. And light sweet crude has formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. And that suggests that we could see a move up to the 82.99 level. Ruby writes in and says, Steve, you have to take into consideration shorting as part of a trading tactic, especially if you are scalping. I understand that. I understand that. I'm not sure what I said, Ruby, to get that statement in there, what have you. But no, I get that. So, but write a little bit further, just so I can better understand and make sure I don't improperly state something out here. So that's what's going on in 10 minutes. Is there anything else that I can show you in gold? There isn't really, but Tom had really written in to ask about the nugget, NUGT. But really, before we understand the nugget or the GDX, we really need to understand what's the message for gold or gold and silver out here. So now let's go take a look at nugget. Let's do it on multiple time frames. You got to give me a moment, if you would, now to change back to a different set of charts out here and a different screen. So give me a moment to do that, and then let's pull over nugget as an example. And I would really prefer to take a look at the GDX, but we're just going to look at the nugget here for Tom. And so when we take a look at NUGT, what you've got, I don't know about volume today, but you've got even a larger A to B equals C that could be setting up. Now, price would need to close above the high from the trading day of October 22nd, and that's at 56.24. So, Tom, if you do get a close above 56.24, you've got an A to B equals CD to the upside, whether it has volume or not out there. And that would say we've got a price target then of about 76.39. Now, that's coming from the daily time frame. What happens if price doesn't close above that? Well, then we don't have a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside inside of NUGT. If I look at the weekly time frame, this suggests that price is going to go target 64.01. If I look at the monthly time frame out here, this isn't going to help us at all, so we're just going to pass beyond that. So let's go to a 30-minute chart out here for Nugget. What does this tell us? Hey, you've got that open gap. Price could pull back to that level, Not saying that it's going to. 55.21 is the next area of support out here. So what I'm not seeing on some type of intraday time frame for Tom is a reason to get back in on the trade. And that's where we'll leave it because I know you're really a short-term time frame trader. But watch that high from the trading day of October 22nd. A close above that would be a very bullish outcome. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to close out the day taking a look at Qualcomm and wheat. David in Tomball, Texas wants a entry area for Qualcomm. So what Qualcomm has on a daily basis, David, is a TD9 count top, and that suggests that price will pull back or should pull back to near its oscillator and change line. That's currently printed at 149.85. There's no new profiles. A profile for the daily time frame below that at 133.69, so nothing for you to look at there. Weekly profiles are all below price as well. Monthly profile resistance levels at 167.94. So those become your levels out there, and 149 and change out there is likely your entry area into Qualcomm, or at least that is the next likely target area. So hope that helps you out. John of the Tigers Den wanted to take a look at wheat futures out here, specifically the December contract. As we take a look at it, we'll expand this out. What we're going to see is an A to B equals C. You can also see the nice trend line that is out here that is held. There is no topping pattern. And a topping pattern inside an A to B equals CD, even though price got to the 1-to-1 level, for my work requires a bearish reversal candle. A red-bodied candle is not a bearish reversal candle. A green-bodied candle is not a bullish reversal candle. That just tells us where price opened and closed and where the intraday wicks were at, or in between that time period where those ended up. Here, let's just get to it, Stevie. Price pulls back to test a area of support, John. That is the bullish structured area of its daily profile. That was between 751 and 763. Price only got to 763. So therefore, there's no reason that price can't make its move up to the 1.272 level, and that's in the A22 range out there. So that's what I see when I take a look at the December contract for wheat. If I take a look at my white background chart, see if there's any other information out here, the answer is no, there is not. There's nothing to suggest that price won't move higher. Of course, I know you're watching the swing point, as I would be, from the high from November the 2nd out there, and that's at the 807 area. So if price closes above that, the charts here are indicating that wheat should continue to mosey on higher. The weekly chart, I don't see a topping signal as well. Folks, thanks so much for joining us on Wonderful Wednesday. 2 more great hours are up next. I'll see you tomorrow on Terrific Thursday. Have a great day, folks.